Green Lantern issue 2 finds the newly repowered Hal Jordan finish off Steel Fury in no time before taking to the skies. Hal flies through his city, going over how he just somehow made a lantern ring by yanking the Owen energy from a hot-wired Manhunter suit. He puts it from his mind since he's back and that's all that matters to him. He wants to try the ring out before he gets ahead of himself though, spotting some police chasing someone, so he follows them, finding the demolition team are smashing their way through a cemetery with the loot they just stole to try and get to Steamroller's getaway bike on the other side. Most of the team don't like the graveyard as Hal watches from above, reminded how Bruce would always say that criminals were a cowardly and superstitious lot. The villains cautiously make their way through the tombs, hearing noises as a voice says that they desecrated their sleep. The team are suddenly besieged by vengeful spirits who demand they join them in eternity. Hal's ghostly constructs chase the group right into the path of the cops, who promptly arrest them. Hal gets back into the sky, flying fast into the atmosphere as he thinks that this is why he became a pilot to begin with, the feeling of freedom. He reaches the Kármán line, the real edge of space, but just before he can pass over it, his power fades, sending him plummeting to the ground without any help. In the present, Hal returns home to his trailer, thinking that he just lost his job on his first day. At his trailer, he finds Kilowog waiting for him. The two friends talk and Hal thinks maybe he shouldn't have quit the Lantern Corps and maybe he could have stayed a Lantern to try and help make the United Planets see reason, especially since being in the Corps was the only thing he was good at. Kilowog tells him to quit whining and he's there to tell him that he's seen many ring slingers come and go, but he has never seen one like Hal, one who can make a ring from an old Manhunter armor out of sheer will. He wonders how the same man who could do that and more can't find a way to make it work on Earth. He swears in his language, shocking even Hal, but Kilowog knows that it was needed since complaining isn't going to get Hal anywhere. Hal thinks that his friend is right as Kilowog compliments the Mountain Dew they have been drinking. The next day, Carol and Nathan get ready to board the jet for their next meeting when they discover Hal will be their first officer. Carol demands to know how this is possible since he started in the mail room yesterday, but Hal knows that while he might have started on the ground, he was always aiming for the sky, as 24 hours earlier, Hal uses his roguish charm to make his way up the corporate ladder and become the first officer for Carol's private plane. Nathan makes his presence known and Carol introduces him as her boyfriend, but Nathan is quick to say that he is her fiancé, as Hal enthusiastically introduces himself, asking if Carol's been talking about him, hoping it's only been good things. As the men joke about how Carol can get, she gives Nathan a serious death stare, prompting him to take his seat as Hal gets ready for takeoff. Nathan is surprised that Hal is so funny, but Carol knows what he's doing, putting on his charming act with Nathan and warning the man not to trust Hal since under his smile, he's just a man who'll break his heart. Nathan thinks that she's just stressed and they should celebrate their engagement, popping open some champagne. Hal meanwhile meets his co-pilot who reminds him to take them up slow since this isn't like one of his fighter jets. Hal assures him it'll be all okay, taking the jet off the runway. As they reach altitude, Hal watches Carol and Nathan from the cockpit camera as the pilot thinks they should probably turn that off and give them some privacy. Hal agrees, but he jerks the plane to the side so Carol's champagne spills all over Nathan. Hal goes to check on the passengers, finding Nathan retreating to the restroom to clean himself up. Hal jams the door with some constructs before talking with Carol, who knows he's there really for her. The pilot meanwhile gets some strange visuals along his flight path, radioing them into the ACT tower, but he gets no response. As Nathan wonders if he can write his ruined shirt off as a business expense, Carol tells Hal that she likes Nathan since he's a nice guy who treats her well. Hal thinks that he's a nice guy and he treated Carol well, but Carol knows that Nathan doesn't just leave though, and he's stuck around. The pilot calls for Hal to help as outside the plane, hundreds of ghosts and spirits fill the sky as the night terrors begin. In another universe, in another time, the Lantern space station is blown open by the Revenant Queen as down on the Earth, John is broken from his daze by his mother, who tells the boy that anytime they are outside, his eyes go to the sky, as if he's looking for a burning spaceship falling through the clouds. John laughs it off, thinking that his mother is projecting a little since he's done with the Lantern Corps and wants to be there with her. His mother tells him that he does say that, but her time in politics made her watch people rather than listen to them, since John's eyes are on the sky always, not down there with them. John fires back, knowing that she can't keep her meds straight without him, so they both have stuff to work on. She thinks that he's changing the subject again, and John apologizes, since now he's in a place that he used to see other guys in, since when you do something for so long and in a high intensity environment, you get used to always having it up at 11, and then he has to come home and learn to drive the speed limit again, equating it all to feeling like he's in slow motion and that things are going to blow up any minute. He guesses they won't be this time, as up in space, the Revenant Queen proclaims that the time of the Lanterns is done and Lantern Shepard has fought bravely, but it's time for him to give up and join her and her zombified Lanterns. Shepard continues to fight on, telling the Queen that he fights because he swore an oath and because it's what John Stewart would have done. He blasts the zombies with a cannon construct, and the Queen blasts him back, finding his heart to be stout, and therefore he has earned the right to live as the golden flame goes cold, allowing him to see it with his living eyes. She reaches towards and touches the green flame, wishing that she had gotten to slay the Guardian himself. Shepard is shocked as John appears from inside the flame, taking note of the rookie. John recognizes him, or his ring at least, as John reveals to him that when the Corps needed a power source when they lost the central power battery, he became the Watchfire itself to keep the tower standing and the lanterns lit, but it looks like that he and Shepard are the last left. The Revenant Queen knows that John killed her firstborn and she came to stop him, demanding that they hand over the fire so they can go on with destroying the Earth. The zombies come for them as John asks Shepard if the lanterns still speak an oath. Shepard knows they do and sounds off his own as John transforms into the Guardian Lantern, getting ready to battle the Revenant Queen alongside Lantern Shepard. Once again, thank you so much for joining me here. If you want to stick around and check out some more, why not check out what Superman is doing on the other side of the galaxy in Superman Lost issue 4? Or maybe take a trip to Earth Injustice with John Kent in Adventures of Superman John Kent issue 4.